Okay, I will call the meeting to order. All right. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to our July 14, 2026 Select Board meeting. Member Trust, could you please guide us in the pledge of allegiance?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you very much. Madam Clerk, if you could please go to the agenda for me.
Approval of the minutes of June 2nd, 2026.
I need a motion.
Move we approve?
Second.
Any discussions?
I wasn't here on the 2nd,
Okay.
but I was here on the 18th.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
And I guess
And then-
4-1, one abstention.
Yep.
Okay.
Approval of the minutes of June 18, 2026.
So moved?
Second.
Any discussions? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
5-0.
Thank you. New public business, please limit comments to 3 minutes or fewer.
Anybody who has a questions, comments? Yes. If you want to go to the microphone and introduce yourself, please.
Bill Bradstreet, Town Meeting Member, Precinct 1. There was a nice article the beginning in July about our cleanup efforts at the Old Creason Cook property. Can we give an update what year that'll be completed and if what they're doing down there is going to cause other problems? Please.
Okay. Madam, I think we talked.
that-
That's all.
You can tell me you're working on it. You don't have to answer it tonight.
Yes. Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any other questions, comments? Hear none. Next.
The board will issue a proclamation in recognition of Disability Pride Month.
Madam Town Manager, who's here to speak to that?
Yes, JD Martz, our chair of the Accessibility Commission, is here. Do you want to speak to it, or do you want one of us to read it? And
If you guys want to read the proclamation, I could just give a little.
sure. And Member Trask is the liaison.
Yeah, so I'll have a member Trask who is the liaison to the Accessibility Commission read the proclamation.
Thank you. This is a combination of work between the committee and the town. So the proclamation for Disability Pride Month, July 2026. Whereas the town of Danvers is dedicated to providing citizen-centered government that reflects the principles of fairness, equity, transparency, respect, operational excellence, and responsible stewardship, while striving to ensure that every resident has the opportunity to participate fully in community life, and whereas Disability Pride Month is observed each July to commemorate the anniversary of the enactment of the Americans with Disability Act, the ADA, of 1990, landmark civil rights legislation that expanded opportunities, strengthened protections, and affirmed the right of individuals with disabilities to participate fully in all aspects of society, and whereas disability is a natural and valued part of human experience, and more than 1 in 4 Americans live with a disability, contribute their talents, perspectives, creativity, and leadership to our families, schools, workplaces, businesses, civic organizations, and neighborhoods. And whereas the town of Danvers is committed to fostering an accessible, welcoming, and inclusive community where barriers are reduced, opportunities are expanded, and every individual is treated with dignity, respect, and afforded the opportunity to thrive. And whereas the Danvers Accessibility Commission plays a vital role by advising the town on accessibility matters, promoting public awareness, encouraging community engagement, and supporting initiatives that make Danvers a more accessible and inclusive community for residents and visitors alike. And whereas the 2026 Disability Pride Month theme, "The World Works Better With Us," recognizes that people with disabilities strengthen our communities through their talents, experiences, innovations, and leadership, while reminding us that inclusion benefits everyone. Now, therefore, be it proclaimed that we, the Danvers Select Board, do hereby proclaim the month of July 2026 as Disability Pride Month in the town of Danvers, and encourage all residents to recognize and celebrate the contributions of individuals with disabilities, support accessibility and inclusion in every aspect of community life, and reaffirm our shared commitment to equal opportunity, dignity, and respect for all.
Thank you very much, Member Trask. Before I go to JD, I'll ask two board members if you have any questions or
Well,
comments.
first of all, can I second the motion?
Oh, sure.
Thank you. I second the motion.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Discussions. Member Bennett.
No, this is very good. I'm happy that to sign this and endorse it, and appreciate the work done by the town and the commission. JD, thank you.
Thank you.
Member Bernard.
Nope, I'm all set with that, too. This is great. Thank you for all the work.
Member Bean.
No, obviously it's important, and I hope that people, when they read the words, will actually make it action and not just read the words. Disabilities all around us in many different forms, and I think it's something that has to be on everybody's mind all the time if we're actually going to be, if we're saying we're promoting it, and then people have to actually carry it out. We need action, and the actions must match the words. And so I think I would ask, parents, grandparents, teach your kids so they understand, because a lot of us, we grow up ignorant, and you don't know as a kid. And so I want to see action. I want to see people learning, education, have knowledge of it. It should be, Disability Discovery Month, so people really get to know what it's like, because we don't know. It's like, we don't know what it's like, to have all sorts of different things. So parents, people listening, making an action, not just words, or a pretty calendar. And I don't mean to be rude, but you got to do something. We got to take action. Sorry, thank you.
Thank you, Member Bean. Member Trask.
Thank you. Last year, when I returned to the board, I requested a select board liaison to the Danvers Accessibility Commission, and thankfully I've been placed on it. And I've enjoyed my time. I consider it a privilege to work with people who are trying to foster inclusion and foster, and it's eye-opening, it's enlightening. I've learned a lot since I've been on the board about all the different opportunities that we can try to provide to make life more equitable for everyone so they can live their fullest lives as well. So very happy to read this on their behalf. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So we have a motion, we have a second. Before we pass on to a vote, JD, do you have anything to say to the board?
Sure. I'm JD. I am the chair of the Danvers Accessibility Commission. We've existed for, like three years at this point, 5 years? Maybe 5 years. Anyway, not important. We try every month when we meet and in between to try and move forward with, accessibility in our town, whatever that means. So I want to take this opportunity to thank the select board and the town for recognizing our efforts, recognizing this month as a Pride Month for, our population, really. And one of the most human things you can do is, understand that ability is temporary, and that we need to kind of live our lives and plan and build in a way that kind of supports that. So, we all want to have a world that is accepting of us as we age, as our bodies change. So all of that counts towards accessibility. With that being said, we are, looking for membership. So if anybody is interested in joining the Accessibility Commission, just contact the town, fill out like a volunteer form, and we'd be happy to have you. And if you just want to attend the meeting, see what we're all about, we're more than happy to have you as well. We allow public comment and public attendance. The meetings are hybrid. And we actually are planning an event for this October called the Human Library, where we are going to be having essentially people as books, that anyone who wants to come and check out a book, which essentially means you get to sit at a table with someone from a different walk of life and ask them whatever questions you want. And they're, generally more than happy to answer depending on how intimate some of the questions might be. But I myself will be a book, so we're going to have a lot of perspectives shown there. So I hope if anyone's interested, they'll attend that event. It will be October 17th at the Danvers Senior Center, starting around, I think, 10 a.m. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, JD. And before I pass it on to the board, if there's any more questions or comments, I also like to acknowledge Amy Velasquez, who is a member of the Accessibility Commission that's here tonight. Any further comments? Okay, we have a motion. It's being seconded. All those in favor say aye. Aye.
Aye.
5-0.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for all you do.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, quick shout out to Matt Mitchell, our town liaison. He's a great guy also.
Thank you.
The board will hear from Land Use Community Services Director Aaron Henry regarding the restoration of MBTA bus service downtown.
Madam Town Manager?
I'm going to hand this one over to Aaron.
Okay.
Good evening. Aaron Henry, Town's Director of Land Use and Community Services. With a great announcement, we're very happy. This has been a culmination of several years of work behind the scenes. It's probably been an open secret now for quite some time that we've been working with the MBTA staff on restoration of bus service downtown. We've been trying to come to the last couple of meetings because we really also wanted to give a big shout out to Representative Kearns. She's been a hugely influential force in this conversation. This all started several years ago with a meeting held in this room where she got General Manager Phil Eng to come and actually do a tour of the town. And we got a chance to show the MBTA all the things we've been doing downtown and why the cancellation of the old 465 was kind of really bad timing for everything we've been doing downtown and the pedestrian and walkability that we've been trying to encourage with some of the redevelopments. So I wanted to give Representative Kearns a little shout out. She couldn't make it here tonight, but we do owe her a big thanks for that. But basically, we're here to announce that starting Tuesday, September 6th, I don't know the first run of the bus, but it will be Tuesday, September 6th. We will have restored service on a slightly different version of the 465 that used to exist, servicing downtown to Salem Depot. The select board, in your packet, you did have a bus route, a graphic detailing the bus route, and we'll be working with the Department of Public Works over the next month or so to make sure that the bus stop comes back online. There was a little confusion earlier this week. I want to address it because I know that there was some emails going around about a meeting to be held by the MBTA at the library on July 28th at 5:30. That is a procedural requirement that the T must follow in order to restart the route. So there will be a public listening session at the library on July 28th. The T will also be talking about other restoration service on the North Shore. I believe Revere and one other community has a bus line coming back on. So that is a part of the procedural requirements of the MBTA. So there was a little confusion, but we've been assured today through multiple contacts that our service resumes on September 6th. Happy to take any questions on that, but hopefully this is all good news, something we've been striving for. This was identified in the housing production plan. This was identified in strategic Danvers. So again, this is something that we've been working towards behind the scenes for some time.
Perfect. Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, may I just, excuse me?
Sure.
I'd like to recognize resident George Saluto for his efforts since they closed that bus line to move this along as a private citizen, not just Sally.
Absolutely, and I apologize for skipping that. George was actually in that meeting that day and joined us on the tour, and that was very, very helpful.
Thank you. Thank you, Member Bennett. So basically it means we're getting the bus back in the nutshell.
We're getting the bus back.
Okay.
Tuesday, September 6th. Everybody come on, let's go ride it.
First day free or do we? Questions, comments, Member Bernard?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. That's great news, September 6th. We don't know. You talk about it's designated this as a pilot program for now. Do they give us a time frame, or we just don't know?
It's technically a one-year pilot, but the T is working in parallel to make this a permanent route, and they again assured us as late as this morning that if all goes well with tonight and that there were no serious objections from the select board, that they'll move this to the MBTA advisory board for final approval as a permanent route. So I would expect that to happen. I don't know the board's schedule, but my guess is it will happen in the next 30 to 60 days.
Wonderful. Good. I think it's great. It's kind of hard to see the map a little bit.
Oh, I apologize.
Yeah, that's okay. So when you say it's Danvers Square, Danvers Center, where is that exactly?
So the bus stop was and will return to adjacent to the High Street parking lot, kind of across from M&T's kind of administrative low-rise building.
Yep, right there where it was before,
Yep.
next, okay,
Yep.
next to that bank, right?
And the route will,
Yep.
the old 465 used to kind of run down High Street and then out Water Street, as the rest of the route does. This one will kind of turn back in, go through the mall to provide a connection point to the other two bus routes. And then out Endicott Street. One thing that's come up over the last couple of years through the Salem Skipper, which has sunsetted, was there really has been a big growth in folks trying to get to the Market Basket and the MGH. So they had to kind of find a way to continue to serve that, or those two stops. And so this, by routing through the mall and then out Endicott that way, preserves that connection for the region. So that's the only real twist to the loop that they're doing now.
That's great. No, I'm all set, Mr. Chair. Thank you.
Thank you.
Aaron.
Thank you. Member Trask?
Thank you. I'm excited about this. First of all, Sally has been working really diligently on this and deserves a lot of kudos, as well as George. George, as a citizen, has been interested in revitalizing downtown. Sometimes the gears of government move slower than citizens would want, but we are moving. I think that this is a vital reintroduction, especially with the amount of mixed use we're now getting in the square, and happy for it. This is a long sought and well-embraced addition. So I'm really, really happy, and thank all of those, including yourself and the town administration that worked so diligently to get this done. I'm really excited about having a bus service back in the square. Thank you.
Thank you. Member Bean?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Aaron, you know you got to look at me and speak slowly. So this bus route here, it goes from Salem to Danvers?
Yep.
And that's it?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
And is it making these several stops, the green blocks here? Is that what's going on? It's going to hit Peabody as well? And
No.
No?
On the graphic, and I do apologize that it didn't reproduce very well, but basically from Salem Depot down Margin, I think is what they call it, or North Street in Salem, Margin Street in Peabody. It'll take a left onto Endicott, go by Market Basket and MGH, and then turn into the mall. Catch up, I think the big bus stop there is in front of Best Fitness, Best Buy. That's the kind of the little node. Then go through the mall, out the backside, and then do this little loop. If you see the little triangle at the top of the graphic, that's basically, it's just kind of running around the square, coming back onto Purchase Street, and then back into the mall.
And is it 10 trips a day? Is that what this says? It says every 60, 65 minutes?
Yep.
So there'll be 10 bus rides a day?
Yep, and this will get Sunday service, which is, the old 465 did not have Sunday service, so this is going to run 7 days a week.
Okay. And Member Bernard said it was a pilot program, so they're just going to test this for 3 months to see how it goes, or what's the story with that?
It's a one-year pilot.
Okay.
But the MBTA advisory board is, in parallel, MBTA staff is already pursuing the necessary steps to make this a permanent route. And again, as late as this morning, we were told that is in process, and obviously we need to report back what we hear tonight. And assuming that was all thumbs up, which is what I'm hearing, the staff expects to forward that to their advisory board for permanent adoption.
Do you know anything about the MBTA security? Do you know any information on that?
I could not speak to that.
Okay.
I'd be happy to bring a question forward if that is an issue, but I couldn't answer it.
I guess I'm asking, do they offer their own patrol, we'll say, on this route? Or does that come up on their schedule at all?
I'll put that forward to them and I'll get back to you.
All right, thank you.
All set? Okay. Did I call on you, Member Trask?
You did, thank you.
Okay, that's what I thought. Member Bennett.
Thank you. So, happy to see this come back. It was a shame that they cut it when they did. Didn't listen to us until, well, a few people got up in arms, like Sally, George, to make this happen again. It makes sense, the new route makes a lot of sense. I look forward to this serving the communities and the folks that need the bus. A lot of people need that bus.
Yep.
I assume it's a big bus.
It's a big bus,
Big bus, okay.
regular bus.
Regular bus, good. No, please thank the MBTA Advisory Board for considering this, and I fully support it.
Will do.
All set?
Yep.
Okay. Thank you. I do support it as well. And yeah, please convey our thanks and appreciation to everyone involved.
Excellent.
So this
right.
is great. This does not require a vote, but I kind of hear unanimous support for it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Transmit that.
A public hearing will be held on the application of Danversport Yacht Club LLC, doing business as Danversport, 161 Elliott Street, Joseph DiLorenzo, manager, for a change of officers and change of manager of an all-alcohol common victualler license at that location.
Who's here to speak to that? Oh, sure.
Good afternoon. Thank you for having us. My name is Joseph DiLorenzo. The great Paul DiLorenzo, our general manager for a long time, is retiring, and we need to update the manager on our liquor license. The change of officers and directors is more of an administrative action that we wanted to take care of while we're here, updating the manager on the liquor license as well.
Okay, I'm sorry, what was that second thing?
We have to update the officers and directors on our liquor license, and we wanted to make sure we were up to
okay.
date with that. So while we were here updating the manager, we wanted to make sure that went through.
Okay, I see. Okay, board members, any questions? Member Trask?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. First of all, I want to make a quick statement, which is that I have a business relationship with Danversport. Once a year, my band plays there, but it will not preclude me from voting on this situation, on this application. No, I went through the paperwork that the clerk provided. All the highlighted areas I look for are checked off, which is to see how many hours the new manager will be on site. 40 hours is there. And there is a more than adequate backup. The ServSafe certificate is attached, and there's a very extensive backup on people who will be there when Joseph can't, Mr. DiLorenzo can't be there. So I'm satisfied with my regular questions about alcohol transfers. I'm all set. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Member Bean?
No, the paperwork's all in order, everything looks good. I know you folks know what you're doing, you've been in business a long time. I think we should really delve into this alleged retirement of Paul.
We'll see
Is
if
he
he
really
really
gonna let
if he
go?
really leaves. Yeah, we'll see.
No, I have no questions, but thank you.
Okay, thank you. Member Bennett?
Thank you. Through you to the clerk, are we taking two votes, i.e. change of officer and change of manager? Or is it going to be one vote?
We generally vote one vote as one application with
One
a
application, okay.
multiple amendments on the same application, so one vote is fine.
All right, no, I'm fine, thank you.
Thank you. Member Bernard?
I'm fine with this, if the paperwork's in order, and congratulations, Paul, on your retirement.
Okay. Well, I don't have any business interests. I'm a patron. I actually have an upcoming wedding there in a couple weeks
See
for
you
a
there.
family member. So kudos to all you do. But that doesn't affect my vote. This is a public hearing. Anybody in the audience who has a questions, comment? Here
Move
now.
we close the public hearing?
Second?
Okay. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Okay, back to the board. Do I have a motion?
I move we accept the application as presented.
Second?
Any further discussions?
If I may make a comment?
Sure.
First of all, I want to thank Paul and your family for all the support that you've given to Danvers over the many years, back when the Deep Ball started, deep wine tasting, other events. You folks have been very gracious with your facilities, your time, your effort, and I appreciate that. Paul, good luck with your retirement. You're welcome.
Yeah. I like that.
Thank you, guys. We look forward to it.
Joseph, it looks like you have some big shoes to fill.
Hey,
So
I'm going to do
better
my
step
best.
it up. Okay, we got a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
5-0. Okay.
Thank
Good
you.
luck.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
The board will consider an application for a one-day wine and malt beverage license by Creative Catering North Shore, Christopher Riley, manager, for a wedding welcome party at the Pavilion, Endicott Park, 57 Forest Street, from 3 o'clock p.m. to 8 o'clock p.m. on Saturday, July 18th.
So you have to speak to the, sure. Want to introduce
Hello, I'm
yourself?
Christopher Riley. I've owned Creative Catering North Shore in Beverly since 2019. We acquired it through from the Jones family, who was used to own the King's Grant and the Cherry Farm Creamery. They still have, and Sun Air Golf. And I worked for Mr. Jones for 10 years before acquiring the business. I acquired it with my business partner, who was the chef. So 7 years here at 58 Park Street in Beverly, and we've been asked to do this event over at the Pavilion, which was for a wedding, a pre-wedding gathering. So I guess that's enough about me, but any questions, I'm happy to answer.
Sure. Thank you very much. Questions, comments? Member Bean?
I did not have any questions. Thank you.
Thank you. Member Bennett?
Well, I assume all the paperwork's in order, and you're going to be serving alcohol, and who's going to be serving it?
Two servers and myself I'll be there, yeah. And I have two
And all tip
bartenders who are
certified?
tip certified, correct.
Okay, thank you. That's all.
Member Bernard?
This sounds like a great time. I also worked for Mr. Jones many years ago at King's Grant, so great family. Good luck.
Thank you.
And Member Trask?
No, Member Bennett asked the questions I would have, and I'm all set with this. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. May I have a motion?
I move we accept the application as presented.
A second.
Any discussions? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
5-0.
Thank
Good
you.
luck.
Thank you very much,
you.
appreciate it.
You.
Mhm.
The board will consider an application of Vera Farnan, 29 Overlook Drive, a first-time block party on Saturday, August 1st, 2026, from 5:30 p.m. to 7:30 p.m., blocking from 29 to 38 Overlook Drive, with a rain date of August 2nd.
Okay, who's here to speak to that?
Hello.
Hi.
I'm Vera Farhan. I live on 29 Overlook Drive, here for a permit to have a little block party.
Thank you. Questions, comments? Member Bernard?
Well, that sounds fun.
Oh, I hope so.
And we're going to shut down the street. That's what you're asking for, right?
Partially, yes.
Yep. And is there going to be any alcohol at all?
No, we're just all bringing some food, some juice boxes for the kids, keeping it pretty low-key, a couple hours.
Excellent. Well, good luck, and I hope you have good weather.
Oh, yes, thank you.
I'm all set, Dee.
Thank you. Member Bennett?
Thank you. Any type of inflatable activities?
Oh, God, no.
Okay,
We don't want children flying away, no. None of that, none of that.
okay, thank you. I'm all set.
Thank you. Member Bean?
Great place to have one.
It's a cul-de-sac.
A good location.
I just wanted to say, Brian Barry wanted me to say that we're his favorite neighbors. Not that it matters here, just so you know.
Who's that?
He's sliding it in there on the record.
So I guess the only thing, is there a phone number that if somebody had to get a hold of you, the police department or whatever, they can contact?
Sure, yes, it's on
on
the
the
application,
application.
Kathy has it.
Okay, that's about it. Thank you.
Thank you. Member Trask?
No, I have no questions. Thank you very much. I wish you well.
Thank you.
I need a motion.
I'll make a motion that we approve the application as presented.
Any second?
Second.
Okay, thank you. Any further discussions? All those in favor say aye. Aye. 5-0.
Thank you.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you.
The board will hear detailed information pursuant to a request to modify the previously granted application of GC Federa Contracting LLC, Giuseppe Federa, manager/president, to occupy the public way in front of 17 Elm Street.
Is here to speak to that?
Good afternoon. I'm Giuseppe Federa. This is Frank Rizza. We are both partners in the development at 17 Elm Street. So we're seeking for additional time for the sidewalk occupancy. A little bit of background. I know I submitted a construction management plan and letter. First of all, and also I want to apologize. We couldn't attend last meeting. We were actually both out of state and couldn't make it, but we apologize for that. Frank and I acquired the project in March of this year, a project that was under a lot of distress and trouble. We're still, trying to fix a lot of those issues, but we're getting there, and as a result, we just need a little bit more time on the sidewalk.
Thank you very much. Board members, questions, comments? I'll start by Member Bennett.
Thank you. Thank you for coming tonight. This has been a difficult project for us as well.
Yes.
Many times, somebody was supposed to come, nobody showed up. We had somebody who couldn't answer questions. They weren't in charge. So I appreciate that you inherit a mess, and you're trying to clear it up and move forwards. However, in your presentation, you talk about a couple of different dates for returning the sidewalk to us.
Yes.
That is problematic to me.
Okay.
And this board has been very lenient with you and the previous applicant. And in my mind, you should be fined every day since May 15th that you haven't complied until you finish the project. And I don't think we should accept the project back until the concrete is poured. So, and board members, well, it's very weak. We do have a bylaw, Chapter 12, Use of Areas, Section 5, no person shall excavate in any street or sidewalk without first obtaining a permit from the selectmen. They do have a permit, but they've been going on and on since they should have been here May 15th. The only penalty that I see we can charge them is under Chapter 14, page 16 of our bylaws. Whoever shall violate any provision of these bylaws shall be punished by a fine of $20 for each offense, except where otherwise noted within these bylaws. $20 is awful cheap money for the seriousness of this project. I would have preferred 200, but I can't put my hat on it and stand by it legally. But we do have the right to fine them $20 since May 15th until the time they return it to us. Those are my comments.
Okay, thank you. Before I pass it on to you, Member Bean, you'll be next. Just a quick question. So I saw the package or the message. You're asking for an extension to occupy the sidewalk until, is it August 31st or is it September 2026?
August 31st.
Okay, because there were two different dates. One date was September 2026,
Yeah.
and
Yep.
the other one was August 31st, 2026.
So we should be, oh, sorry, you're right. It would be end of September. I apologize.
Okay.
So we would remove the pedestrian protection August, but then we would
Okay.
need an
You
additional
need
month to
time
bring
to
in the
fin-
utilities and pave the sidewalk.
Okay, so what you're requesting from this board is for you to be able to occupy the sidewalk until September 30th, 2026.
So I think there could be some time in between, potentially, where it could be open once the sidewalk protection is down. I don't know if, it wouldn't be completed. There would be logistics with our site contractor, police department, building department, engineering, to get the utilities in, which would require, opening up the existing sidewalk, but then patching and then putting it back together. I don't know how the town feels about having it exposed to pedestrians during that time, or just having it blocked. I guess that's a conversation that we would have to have with, I think, multiple departments within the town.
Okay, okay. Again, help me out here. So what is the request? What's the date that, so we talk about August 31st, 2026, that's the sidewalk will stop to be occupied.
I think the request is, we're telling you what we expect our dates to be, and we're just asking for a little bit of help from the board to get us to these, allow us to work until this time frame.
Okay, okay, thank you. Member Bean?
I think we should just set a date right now and just say that we need the sidewalk staging down, all the safety equipment down on a date, and then the sidewalks back to full use. And have those 2 dates and be done, and then you just have to make it happen.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because the rest of the project isn't our problem. We just need to
Yeah, of
get the
course.
sidewalk back. And it's been hanging out there like, I don't know, it's just been an odd thing, very odd thing, and you came into it later. But
Yes.
we gotta just manage it. So I think we should just come up with that date right now. So when could you take the staging down?
End of September. I mean, we could take the staging down before that, but I'm asking for pedestrian occupancy until the end of September.
And then when would we have our sidewalks back?
At that time,
So you'd have all utility work would be done?
that's the plan.
Right, because we're almost through July, so there's not a lot of time left.
Yeah, understood.
That's my opinion, if anybody wants to talk about that.
So your opinion is what? I'm sorry, can you clarify?
Just get this
that?
thing wrapped up at the end of September, completely done. So if it's not done, it's still, the staging's still coming down, we would be, if we vote on that, that's what would be happening.
Yeah,
You have to get it done.
yes.
Okay. So are you saying we should approve the extension of the occupation of the sidewalk until September 2026? Is that?
Yes,
Mr.
just,
Chairman, that makes sense, because I don't want to take it back until it's complete.
Aaron might want to say something, right, Mr. Chair?
Sure.
Do you want to go finish with board questions? and then
Yes,
Aaron?
yes.
I think, looking at the calendar, the third week of September, I think, is Monday, the 23rd. But if there's any backsliding, and I apologize, but we've had some backsliding, would it be simpler just to say Friday, October 1st? That gives them 7 extra days. And then staff can work with them on the list of things that we wanted to see a little bit more detail on, and that gives them a little bit of wiggle room on that
I'm
date.
fine with Friday, but just for clarification, it's the 2nd. It's October 2nd.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. I might need your expertise again, Aaron, in a little bit, but you're set?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Member Trask?
Yeah, You're here as the GCs, is that correct?
So yes, we're both owners, co-owners in the project. But I'm also acting as the general contractor.
So you're the general contractor and you are the developer?
A co-owner, yes.
Co-owner, part of the development team?
Yes, correct.
So have you been part of the development team since it began, or only when you came on as GC?
That time.
Okay. Because,
Well, just to clarify, Giuseppe came on as the GC prior to actually being one of the developers. We technically did not take over as partners in the project until
March,
last day of February, first day of March it was.
okay, I'm trying to understand, because as a new GC, I have some latitude. I have some compassion for the
Yes.
fact that you inherited a bag of
Yeah,
stuff.
yes. Big bag.
But I do have real concern with the actual developer. And it's hard to, if you're just joining that effort,
Yes.
then the comments I have aren't directed at you, but I think this developer's been disrespectful to this town, to be honest with you. So, as the GCs who just owned this, they're different comments, but it's been disrespectful the way that this developer has been treating this town, in the work that they've been providing and the information they've been providing to us. And when I say us, I mean the town administration, whether it be the zoning, whether it be the building inspector, no matter who it is, somewhere in the town, the administration of this has been really problematic. And I agree with Dan. I would like to see a much higher opportunity for fining when people run amok. And I've talked to the town manager about discussing that with the zoning, with the planning board to increase the fees at an upcoming zoning meeting. However, I would suggest that it's not $20 just because of the incident. I would suggest it's $20 a day from the first deadline that we had, from the last extension we had. What was the last actual extension date we granted as a board?
I think
I think it was May
15th.
15.
It was May, I just want to make
Yeah.
sure, because we did talk about August, but we didn't vote on it at our last meeting. I want to make sure we have the same clarity. So my opinion is that May 15th, every day since May 15th, has been an abuse of that permit. And those are my words, not necessarily anybody else's. Me, I would say every day is an incident, so I would suggest it's $20 a day.
I didn't infer just 20, but I meant per day.
Okay.
Since that time.
Okay.
Till
Yeah, when you,
October
and again,
1.
it's language and it's
Yep.
incident, and I wouldn't think it's per day. I want a date specific. I don't want end of September. I want a specific date, 10/2. But I also, at the last meeting, asked and requested, my profession is, I'm a project manager by profession. It happens to be in the IT world, but I'm a certified PMP, been so since 2008. My presumption is, as a GC, you have a project plan. You know when different trades are coming in. You know when the electricians are coming, when the plumbers are coming, when services are going to be installed, when sidewalk contractors are scheduled to come in. You should have dates.
We have dates, but I gotta allow for a little bit of wiggle room because.
And understand, you always build in flex.
Yes.
However, according to emails that I saw from our building inspector, or one of our leaders, Public Works Director, they didn't know who your subs are. They don't know what those dates are, and they should. And I'm not sure what your experience as a GC is. I don't know what your experience as a GC in Danvers is, and whether it's expected of in any city or town, but you should be able to, with clarity, say, here are the dates. Yes, things happen, supply chains, COVID happens, whatever it is, and we make allowances and consider that.
Yes.
But you better have your concrete person lined up now.
We do.
And what the dates that they're scheduled to come in. I don't mind going to 10/2 if that's going to be the finality of it, but I'll be happy to make a motion to 10/2, but on Monday, whatever that Monday is, scaffolding comes down. If you're incomplete, it's a work stoppage, and that's going to cost you. I'm also concerned that while you two may have been out, you still have a developer who could have represented this project at the last meeting. Not showing up for 2 different meetings is completely disrespectful to this board and our duties. This isn't just an impingement on the residents of the town. You've got neighboring businesses
Yes.
whose storefronts are blocked.
Correct.
and it impacts them as well. So I just want to voice that. I think that I'll look to the rest of the sentiment of the board about imposing fines. But I would agree that 10/2 is the last day, the scaffolding comes down on 10/2. And if you're incomplete, it's a work stoppage. And you're going to have to deal with that. So that's my feelings. Thank you.
Thank you. Member Bernard?
My turn.
Yes.
Thank you for appearing. You're being very proactive. I like what you've laid out to him. I do agree with our board members about putting a date. I like the suggestion, October 2nd. We don't want to impact the businesses any longer, really.
Yes, understood.
And it looks like the project's moving along good, so and one thing I do want to stress is communication with our building inspector, our town manager, things like that.
Of course.
That's very important,
Yep.
okay? And I'm all set, Dee.
Okay, thank you. It's evident, as you can see, there's some frustration about what had transpired. I understand you just got it in March, so you're not responsible for everything that transpired. I'm hearing two different things. On one end is we should get a fine starting May 15, or we should give them an extension until October 2nd. Now, if I go to you, Aaron, if you want to help me out here, from the town perspective, and I know there's been back and forth, the communication hasn't been that good. What do you think? Do you think if we gave them an extension until October 2nd, that would be reasonable? Because I'm having a hard time seeing how, if we say we are not giving them an extension, then they are in violation. I mean, they've been in violation, right? And they will just continue to be in violation. So what do we do? But if we give them an extension, can we give them an okay and then fine them at the same time? That doesn't make sense to me. So from the town perspective, do you think that October 2nd is reasonable?
Staff feels like, again, we wanted some clarification because the original one for the last meeting talked about mid-August, and this construction management plan also recites that date, then says end of August, then says end third week in September. I think staff would be comfortable that, given how much work has been done over the last few months, October 2nd is a very doable date. There are still going to be some communication between DPW and the building office and the contractor to make sure that we have some of these blanks filled in better than we have them tonight. But I think at the end of the day, the amount of work left is entirely doable to be done by October 2nd.
Okay.
If I may, Mr. Chair.
Yes.
I just need to reiterate that Member Trask mentioned the email from the DPW director. It's critical that the contractors reply to that email so that the town has the information they need. And for your clarity, I think what you were asking, I think it's for the board's consideration. You could fine they've been out of compliance from May 15th until tonight. You could impose fines for that time period and then grant the extension from today to October 2nd as an alternative that you might want to consider.
Okay.
Can I just make a comment?
Sure.
In my opinion, the fines are not worth it in a project like this. I think if they have to hire 40 more people, it's going to cost way more than any of these $20 fines. So we make the date, enforce the date, and that's the date. And then it'll suck after that. So, because everything's going to come apart. So then it really costs some money. So
I'm going to respectfully disagree.
Hold on. Yes, Aaron?
I apologize. Thank you, Mr. Trask.
No, go ahead.
Give some clarity on.
I would just suggest that, again, because we've had a couple of these dates slide, I would suggest that this also be potentially conditionally approved, if that's the wish of the board, that, we need to see you guys 3 to 4 weeks out. I mean, you'll know sometime in August that you're not going to make those dates. And I think that the frustration of the board is that we're not hearing about that until 3 weeks after the last date that we didn't make. So I think that would be one suggestion I would have for the board to ensure that if we're not going to make this date, we are getting that heads up well in advance so that we can get, because it's 2 weeks out to a meeting anyway. So, I mean, we need at least 3 weeks advance. So that would be a recommendation.
Okay. Thank you. Member Trask, you wanted to say something?
Yes. I guess I can do so in the form of a motion that we can beat up. So I would move that we provide an extension where the scaffolding is removed and the sidewalk is completed by Friday, October 2nd. I would also add, for consideration, for the board's consideration, that we impose a fine. It's 64 days. Since May 31st to today, it's 64 days. With our extension that they're not longer.
15th.
What's that?
May 15th.
May 15th. I meant May 15th. 64 days. I would suggest that we consider a fine of $1,000 to be held in abeyance as long as by our next meeting there is a fully detailed project plan that meets the satisfaction of the Public Works Director and that those dates can be achieved. That would be my motion.
Do I have a second?
I would second that.
Okay. Discussions.
So
Member Bennett?
if it's $20 a day, Gardner, that's $1,280.
Yeah.
Why give them a leeway of 1,000? Should be $20.
Okay,
Should be-
$12.50.
Yeah, it should be the $20 a day.
Okay, $12.80. I'm fine. I'll amend that to $12.80. But again,
So
as long as if they satisfy the Public Works Director's need for complete information with what I'm calling a project plan, then we can hold that off. That's my my motion, but up for discussion.
And in the event they don't comply by October 2nd? Besides the work stoppage, there should be an additional fine.
Well, the the motion that the scaffolding comes down and the work's complete. If it's not, then it is a work stoppage.
Just to clarify, I don't think we can issue work stoppage. I think
No, I'm sorry, the town manager has a comment on that.
It's only the sidewalk, and that's what comes under this board preview.
If I may, Mr. Chair,
Yes.
I believe the building commissioner, I'm looking at Aaron to make sure I remember this correctly, told us at the last meeting that if the board says the scaffolding has to come down by October 2nd, the scaffolding has to come down will equal a work stoppage on his part because they can't proceed on the work if the sidewalk's not protected. So yes, your job is the sidewalk, but in the result of that will be the scaffolding coming down and a work stop order being issued. Again, depending on where they are on their project.
So minus my motion will stop with the scaffolding has to be down on October 2nd. And in the fines that I'm suggesting to be held in abeyance as long as they provide it by our next meeting. So the Director of Public Works should send us a memo saying he is satisfied that they've met the need. And 1280. Thank you, Dan.
Okay. I'm not sure if providing information will equal completion of the project necessarily. Aaron, yes, can you enlighten us on?
I think to clarify, I just want to make sure Mr. Trask's motion, I think phrasing the motion, the scaffolding must be down by October 2nd. We believe, staff and the applicant, the scaffolding will be down before the end of August.
It's fine, on or before.
So,
But I said and sidewalk complete.
yeah, that's the more critical
Right.
piece, I
It's-
think, is
it's
that
two-
their
it's
streets
both.
return to us by October
And.
2nd.
It's an and, not an or. Yep.
Return completed, not just scaffolding down,
And sidewalk completed.
Yeah.
correct?
I like that.
Yeah, I have a slightly different take. I think if we find them from May to now, because they're asking for an extension, and we're discussing August 2nd. I think the cleanest way to get this done, obviously, we're frustrated with this. Obviously, the communication has been terrible. And a little bit to what a member being said, $20 a day is not nothing, but in the grand scheme of things, I'm not sure what that really does. In my opinion, if we have an extension until October 2nd, then we give them an extension until October 2nd, and then after that, the fine starts. And it was also my understanding, reading that after November 15, they can't do any more sidewalk work. So if they go past that, the fine is just going to keep going until whenever.
April 15th.
Until April 15th. So I think I'll be open to having them come back maybe in August and update us on where they are, but give them an extension until October 2nd, after which the fine will start, and we get an update in August.
Mr. Chairman, I would be in complete opposition to that. One is they're out of compliance right now. They are out of compliance. Every day we sit here until we extend it. And I think we're being generous about October 2nd. And starting $20 after that is, I believe they've had more than the usual number of inspections, interactions with the Public Works, interactions with the building inspector. And that's the other discussion point I've asked to talk about the town manager about too, is setting up a fee schedule where every project gets a certain amount. A building inspector has to come out. I'm having some work done at my house. I expect the plumbing inspector to come out and look at it. But if they have to go back 3 or 4 or 5 times, and the norm is 2, they should be charged for that time. That's a separate discussion for later. I believe that there is an imposition of a fine, and I am being very generous in saying if they provide the details that that the project, the developer has been lacking to date, then we don't hold the project accountable. Just charge them. And I'm sorry, I did have to reconsider that. I had a wrong date in here. It's 61 days, but nonetheless. Nonetheless, I think that there should be a fine looming for the time that they have not spent. And I think it's also a statement to other developers. You just can't get away with ignoring us or shifting dates or changing things without communicating to the town or to the board. This board granted a permit. You have to come back when you want the permit extended. And you have to show up to the meetings that you're requested to show up. And again, that's not reflection on you two.
So it will be, just to reiterate, it'll be a fine from the 15th to today.
To today.
Held in the bank, and then we give an extension from today to October 2nd.
So just let me reiterate. We give an approval for an extension to the 2nd.
Okay.
At that point, on the 2nd, on or before the 2nd, scaffolding has to be down, and the sidewalk has to be completed to the satisfaction of the director of the DPW. Then the second part of that is we impose a fine of $1,200, which we will hold in abeyance as long as we get a memo from our director of DPW that they have satisfied the open issues provided in the letter and provided a project plan that demonstrates their ability to achieve the 10-2 date.
Can I
And-
add something to that?
Sure.
Can we say that letter must be received by, say, September 1st? 'Cause then
I'm
we'll-
saying by our next meeting.
Okay, I'm just not sure.
Excuse me, Mr. Chairman?
Yes, one
Point of
person.
information?
Yes.
Is it confirmed we have a meeting in August?
That's what I was
Not,
getting at.
not yet.
It's just on paper.
Yes, not yet.
Okay, our next meeting, so
Thank you.
whatever our next meeting, but even if there's one in August, the gentleman said he has a project plan, he has all the details. If he provides it to the DPW director and the DPW director is satisfied with the conditions, and town manager?
Yeah, I just want to add, if I may, Mr. Chair.
Yes.
There is a potential for a special select board meeting if the the select board members who are hiring recommending a town accountant, we would need an approval of a town accountant, and if we're not successful in that, we will need an appointment of a temporary town accountant. So
I'll
I
say a
would say- I
regularly
would put a
scheduled town
date-
meeting.
I would say a date certain, just so that it may be August 18th as the date. I think that they're prepared, I'm assuming they're prepared to answer the DPW director by that time, just so that if we have another meeting or we
All
don't
right,
have
so,
another
so,
meeting,
so it doesn't have to be
August
dependent on the select board meeting. If if the DPW director has a letter, has a memo that says every condition, all of his open issues are met by
18th.
August 18th. That's fine, independent of us having a meeting or not.
Yeah. And I'll forward that to you, to the select board.
Okay. Any other questions or comments about the motion?
So I'm really not in favor of holding it in abeyance.
Okay,
It's,
I don't mind.
I mean, if it was something serious, I might consider it. But we've let this drag on since January, where we gave permission when there were no set plans. We said, okay, Mr. Contractor, we'll trust you. And then nobody shows up to tell us what's going on. You said it yourself, it's disrespectful. And we're setting a precedent for the future. You know, Mr. Contractor, yeah, whatever you want. We'll charge you $20 a day, maybe. We'll hold it in abeyance, maybe. I think we should say, you owe us $1,200 for not being in compliance, and we will grant you the extension to October 2nd. Any further or future fines will depending on them complying with October 2nd.
I'm fine with that. I'm
So
not usually the more
that's an amendment
lenient
of the
person on
That's
this.
the amendment of the motion.
I'll second that amendment.
Thank you.
Okay.
Can I
Okay.
suggest a thing?
Yes.
Could that,
This is
could
gonna
that
get good.
fine be imposed on the 18th if we don't get a good recommendation by our?
It's a fine due. I don't know that there's a
You
date.
mean the fine starting on the 18th?
No, it
If-
starts
if
on the
they're not-
15th, May
if-
15th.
If we're not getting a thumbs up on the 18th, the fine is now in place and will need to be paid.
Also, you're adding the 18th
No,
as
no,
the
but
date
that
we
was the
need
original
to-
motion, Mike. I
Is that-
was
was that
saying,
what it was?
I was saying, hold it in abeyance.
Yeah.
Dan's suggesting I'm being too kind, and, you know, I'm usually not the abeyance guy. I'm really
So,
upset with this
To Mike's
developer.
point, we say to today, it's $1,200
Yep.
payable now,
Yep.
and we're giving you the extension to come back on the 18th, and at that point, we can enforce another fine if we need to.
Well, I don't know that we can, though.
Well, okay,
The reason I don't think we can is that we're granting them an extension.
yes.
They are out of compliance till today.
Okay, thank you.
And that's it,
good.
$1,200.
Yep.
And once we grant that extension, if we choose so, then they're no longer out of compliance. If they-
I agree.
So-
Thank you.
So I'll either change my motion or accept your amendment that we are going to charge them,
Yes.
independent of what they do with the DPW at this point now. So it's simply 10-2, scaffolding down and sidewalk complete
And the
by
fine
10-12,
is-
and a fine of $1,200.
Very good. That's the motion,
Okay.
Mr. Chairman.
Okay, thank you.
Yep. And did the person who seconded my original motion second it? I think.
I did,
Okay.
yes.
And you okay with that change?
I second it, yes.
Okay.
Okay. So just a point of clarification to you, Madam Town Manager.
We'll see if I follow this.
So we are trying to impose a fine from May 15 to today because they're out of compliance.
Correct.
But when we gave an extension until May 15, we didn't say we were imposing a $20 fine at the time.
We don't,
So is the assumption that they should have known that Chapter 12 of our bylaw imposed the fine? Is that what we're assuming?
Ignorance of the law is not an excuse.
exactly. You have the ability in the bylaws for any general bylaw that would be broken to impose a fine of $20 a day. So I think it's reasonable, and it is their duty to know the laws and the policies of the towns that they work in.
Okay, thank you.
Can
So
I just
that-
add one more thing?
Yeah.
I understand why you took out in the abeyance, but if the board could just stress, and I know you guys hear me, to reply to the DPW director
Yep.
in a timely manner. We need those details so that we can work with you to get this project done.
Okay, thank you.
And I just want to be clear, my presumption is the fine is on the applicant, not the GC. It's on the developer.
If I understand them right, they took over the project
I
completely.
get it.
Yeah.
I'm just,
Yeah.
I'm not trying to tag the new GC.
Yeah.
I'm trying to tag the developer.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you. So that answers my question, Madam Town Manager. So thank you. Now, to my fellow board members, I feel like I'm beating a dead horse here, but given it's the first time we have these two gentlemen in front of us. They got in the project late in March.
Should have been here last time.
I understand, and they apologized and said they were out of town. So it's the first time we're getting them here. We issue the work order in January without the full plan, as you mentioned. They got the project in March, and they're trying to get things together. So do we?
But they could have come back between March and May 31st as the GCs. But my feeling is this is the responsibility of the developer, independent of who their GC is. They got assumed responsibility in March. They could have come back before May 31st and said, hey, this, or whatever the date was, May, whatever the date was, and said, hey, we're going to need an extension. We're asking you for it. We need some leniency. Can we do this? Radio silence. I appreciate your trying to provide an opportunity for the new GC, but the new GC overlapped on that time frame. They had it for March, April, May, or at least 2 months out of the 2.5 months, and could have come back and communicated to us.
Okay. Thank you.
So my goodwill is expended with the developer, not with the new GC. And
Can I add, not to, I wasn't
Hold
aware.
on.
Sorry.
No, after the vote.
Okay. So, so I'll give you an opportunity. Yeah, go ahead.
So I was just full disclosure, I wasn't even aware until the deadline, until early in May. So that's when I was told about it. But just wanted to throw that out there.
Okay. The gentleman wanted to say something else, or you? Good?
I
Okay.
assume that we will get something in writing, because I'm confused of kind of what's, I understand everyone's different comments. I don't particularly agree with all of them, but I appreciate it, just to get clarification on where we end up.
Okay. So we have a motion that was amended.
No, it is the original, in the course of the discussion, the original motion has been changed. And if I misrepresent this, I'm sure the other members will
Okay.
tell me. The original motion, the original motion is 10/2 is the end date by which the scaffolding must be down and the sidewalk completed to the DPW director's satisfaction. We are also imposing a $1,200 fine from May 15th to today, and that's it. And requesting that the GC work with the DPW director to open communications and get those answers. By the 18th. By August 18th.
What does the 18 have to do?
We're just setting a date by which they need to respond to the
Okay.
DPW director.
Okay.
And it just happens to be a date.
If I may, did you read Mr. King's letter today to them?
The one that said he's missing date.
Yeah, but I think he's looking for something in a more timely manner than waiting till August 18th. I don't think we should.
Do you want to
set
set it August 1st? What would you like?
Yeah, whatever Mr. King is happy with.
He's not here to represent that.
No,
I'll
but
ask the
it's-
town manager to.
So, we can move the date and just
yeah.
have them, they will be communicating with
They're
the
working
town.
with DPW.
Okay, fine.
It doesn't have to
Okay.
be until, it could be tomorrow, and they can get
Could
it
be.
all sorted out.
Mr. King can handle himself.
Okay, Madam Clerk, did you get that? Because I'm confused.
I would just clarify, if there is a $1,200 fine, To who is he going to deliver that? And
Over
by
to
what
you.
date? I just,
Yeah, you'll handle it.
by what date? The fine.
The motion,
I don't think that
I-
the
I-
board.
I don't
don't
think
know.
that's
The board has to-
important, yeah.
Well, it's a fine. They have to pay it before, and it's part of the sign-off anyhow. Yeah.
did you get that?
You want me to, okay.
No, I just want to make sure you got the motion.
Well, I believe what the motion is that by October 2nd, on or before October 2nd, that the sidewalk has to be complete scaffolding down. It's a $1,200 fine to be payable to the town clerk's office. And then
Response to the
the
DPW
response to the
director.
DPW
As soon as
director's
possible.
email as soon as possible.
Okay.
Yep.
All right, is that aligned?
Are you good with that?
Yes.
Then second, okay.
That's good.
We second, is it?
It was Mike's original second, and he's good with it.
Okay. So now we have a motion and we have a second. All those in favor say aye.
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 No.
No, it's not open to public comment.
So 4-1.
Aye.
Who was no?
I'm going to say no.
Oh.
I want to do an abeyance, but I'm going,
Okay,
but
so
whatever.
3-2.
Who's two?
Me and member Bernard.
That's a first.
3-2, Mo and D. Okay,
Okay.
thank you.
Okay. Well, good luck, and please,
Communicate.
please, we want to help. I think everybody at Town Hall want to help you succeed in this project. It's so important, and you even like 5 minutes, just walk over, like walk down and go to the town manager office, go
Walk by
to
every
Aaron's office. Like, we will really appreciate if you can move this along, so that the abutters.
best.
Now, and I want you to know that I'm a champion of mixed use there. I am really supportive of the fact that you're going to open a restaurant, that you're going to have three, is it apartments or condos, remind me?
We haven't decided yet.
Okay, but 3 residential opportunities. I'm really supportive of the project itself. My issue is with the way that developer's been handling it.
Dee, can I
Thank
say,
you.
can I say something?
Good luck. Yes.
I just want to say that they seem very proactive. I know that you missed that meeting, which we said is bad, but, they had a chance, one chance, like I'm with you. And we do want to promote growth in the town of Danvers, with developers. We want the reputation to stay good, but the board does take things very seriously. And as I said before, it's very important to communicate with the DPW director and Aaron and the town manager, all right? But,
It's the most talked-about project in
yeah,
town at this moment.
and it's looking good, okay? You guys are doing a good, but we want the other businesses too, like the consignment shops, all that side, so please go with these dates. Thank you.
I'm sure.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. Next, Madam Clerk.
Thank you, Aaron.
The board will vote to accept a gift of American flags to the town in accordance with MGL Chapter 44, Section 53A.
Madam Town Manager.
As you saw, we submitted a memo in the packet that there was a donation from Stop and Shop, and I asked the board to accept it and hand it to you and hopefully through you to Member Bernard to discuss.
Thank you. Member Bernard.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chair. With the 250th celebration, I found it upon myself to, when I shop at Stop and Shop and seeing all those flags, the store manager was more than welcoming to help and donate the flags to the town for, for all various town services. So I just wanted to say thank you to Stop and Shop, and thank you for the town to accept them. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. Member Bennett.
No, this is very good. We appreciate it.
Member Bean.
Are you saying that you have an in now with the manager over there? No, thank you for your effort to do that. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Member Trask.
No, I think it's a great donation, and I'm presuming that the motion will include a letter of thanks.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you for this, and I'll need a motion.
As Member Bernard initiated this, do you want to make that?
So I will like to make a motion that the board will accept a gift of the American flag to the town in accordance with MGL Chapter 44, Section 53A, please.
Second.
A second, and with a letter of...
With a letter of thanks,
Thanks,
yeah.
okay. Any discussions? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
5-0. Thank you.
Thank you.
Clerk?
The town clerk will provide an update on the September 1st, 2026 state primary and November 3rd, 2026 state election, and request that the board vote on election requirement to set the early voting location and hours for the September primary. In your packet, I gave you some information about the September election. So Election Day is on Tuesday, September 1st, at Danvers High School from 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. This is a primary election. Voters would receive the ballot for their designated party, and unenrolled voters would be able to select a party. One of the things that did come in over the last week or so is that there's news that the state is changing, effective this year, they're changing the color of the ballots. So the Democratic ballot for the primary will be blue. The official Democratic early absentee ballot will be light blue. The official Republican primary ballot would be pink, and the official Republican early absentee primary ballot would be salmon. Election day ballots will be white, and early vote for the state election would be yellow. So they're kind of putting that in line with the party colors that have apparently grown over the years. So that would help to avoid some confusion when voters go to the polls. Voters are encouraged to check their voter status as well as their party designation, and can do so on mass.gov. And then if you search election division, you can also change your party online. So one of the things in a primary that's very important is you want to check your party designation. If you're looking to vote in a particular party, you want to make sure that your designation is the party that you want or unenrolled, so that on a primary election, you would be able to choose the ballot or get the ballot that you're looking for. So we encourage everyone to check that prior to the last day to register to vote, which would be Saturday, August 22nd. If you go to mass.gov and search election division, and then if you see that you're not the party that you want, or you want to change to unenrolled, you can also do that online. And then some voters have received, sent from our office, inactive voter card that looks like this. This is for people who did not return the 2026 census. If you did not return the 2026 census, you got this card. If you don't return this card, and then you go to vote on Election Day, and you're marked as inactive, you will have to prove your residency on Election Day. So that's the first card. You may want to, you can check your voter status online about that as well, or you can stop into our office and drop off that card if you got it. And then the other card that came out this past week is the vote by mail card sent by the state. So this card you can return to our office, you can mail it, drop it in the drop box. If you can check off that you want all elections, or if you just want the primary election or just the state election, you can check that off as well. The important thing about these cards is you have to sign it. If you don't sign it, we can't send you a ballot. If you are unenrolled and you say all elections, but you don't tell us which ballot you want, you won't get one. You would only get the state election ballot if you're unenrolled.
That was my question.
Which?
When I got my card. Because it said either Democrat or Republican, but it didn't have a box for unenrolled. Right. So
Right,
you have
so-
to pick one of those boxes.
I am, this is my card.
Yeah.
I am an unenrolled voter. So in the box at the bottom here, it says, down here,
That's not the card that I'm referring
it
to.
says, required for primary voters. To receive a primary ballot, you must choose a party.
So you have to choose there.
If, you have to choose here
Right.
if you want a primary ballot, if you're unenrolled. If you are enrolled in a party, then it will say you will be receiving a Republican ballot or a Democrat ballot.
Okay.
But you have the opportunity to make that change until August 22nd, if you were looking to make the change to your party. But you can stop by the office. Oh, go ahead.
Yes.
You check off what ballot you want for the primary. If you check off you want to vote all elections, you have to go back to unenrolled, or you're going to get the ballot you picked
No.
for the primary for all elections?
No, years ago, if you selected a party, it changed your designation. It no longer changes the designation. So if you are an unenrolled voter, picking a party does not change your designation. You stay unenrolled. That just tells us which ballot you want to vote for that election.
And actually, my question is moot, because at the regular election, everybody's on one ballot.
Yeah.
Everybody's
anyway.
going to
So
get the
parties
same,
are-
right.
Yeah.
So if you checked off on my card here, where I'm unenrolled, if I checked off all elections for this year and I don't pick a party, I am not going to get a vote by mail ballot for September. I
Okay.
would get it for November, because
Yeah.
there's only one ballot. But in order for you to get a ballot, you have to tell us which one you want.
Okay, I was going to bring my cards tonight, but,
You can drop it off at your
yeah,
convenience.
thank you.
I'm just
But
going
by
to
the,
vote.
but by the deadline.
I did-
I'm
By
just
the
going to vote.
deadline.
I'm going to vote that first Saturday. What's the date?
Okay, so then we move
Early
on.
voting, August 22nd. I'll still be in the country.
Okay, so, let me check where I'm at. Okay, the last day to register to vote is the first day of in-person early voting on Saturday, August 22nd. So Saturday, August 22nd, we plan to be in this room from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. And so the vote-by-mail cards did go out. I got mine last weekend. They didn't all go out on the same day, so I would say that in the next week or so, if you don't have it, you should get a vote-by-mail card in the mail. And you want to return it as soon as possible to us so that we can get out ballots as quickly as we can. And then I am just looking for a motion by roll call to designate the early voting location and the hours, if we could.
Okay. So I will need a motion.
So moved.
Second?
Well,
Okay.
do you want me to
Discussion.
read the dates and the times? I'd like to
Probably.
get that out there, so I can,
Yes,
I can
please.
read it. Okay, so the early voting dates are going to be Saturday, August 22nd, from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Then we go to Monday, August 24th, from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. Tuesday, August 25th, from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. Wednesday, August 26th, from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. Thursday, August 27th, from 8 a.m. to 7 p.m. And Friday, August 28th, from 8 a.m. to noon. So it's really just the hours that we're normally open that week, plus that Saturday on the 22nd.
Okay. And the location of the early voting?
Is the tomb, so I need like a motion
In the Toomey Room,
in the Toomey Room.
Okay.
Correct,
Hall.
at Town Hall.
1
Yep.
Sylvan Street, Danvers.
Right.
Perfect. But that's only for early voting?
Right.
Okay. I have a motion. It's being seconded.
Yes.
Any further discussions? Hear none?
Can we
Okay,
do
I'll
it by
a
roll call? Yes, thank
vote.
you.
Member Bernard?
Yes.
Member Bennett?
Yes.
Member Bean?
Yes.
Member Trask?
Yes.
And I'm a yes. So 5-0.
5-0. I thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much.
The town manager will report to the board on various items of interest.
Madam Town Manager?
Thank you. And first, thank you to the board for supporting the staff and their efforts related to 17 Elm Street. Our team has been working very hard to get the responses and get this project moving, so thank you. And thank you, Madam Clerk. You have a busy season coming up. Good luck to you and your team. We're here to support you as well. I have several updates today. So I'm going to start with the SESD, the South Essex Sewer District. As you know, they were before you a couple months ago. I think it was May. They recently sent an updated letter to myself and the chairman. I have shared that since with you. I just sent that to you guys all earlier today. It provided some updates. A couple weeks ago, the lieutenant governor had asked me and the mayors and it ended up being the select board chair from Marblehead, so the member communities to meet because she obviously has concerns about getting this done as well. So the letter is addressed to her as well. For summary purposes, I'll let the public know and the board know. If you have questions, we can always come back to this at another date. But the summary of the letter is that they did take feedback from the meetings that they had with the select board and other boards and city councils. They will be splitting the legislation that they're proposing between an operational request and the capital request. And as a reminder, it was to go above. They are subject to a 2.5%, similar to cities and towns, through state legislation. So this is special legislation that the state would need to vote on. So they will be introducing them separately. The operating legislation, their goal is the special legislation requesting an increase in the operating budget beyond 2.5% for FY28. They are trying to move at a faster pace. They're trying to introduce it this legislative session. This legislative session, the formal sessions end July 31st. Only informal sessions will continue till the end of the calendar year. So we are waiting for an update on if they have secured a bill sponsor and the likelihood of moving it through those. So we have supported them. Steve, as our representative, has supported them to move forward with that special legislation on the operating budget in particular, because they have to move forward in their budgeting process for FY28. And if they don't get action by the state legislature in time for their budget process, they will need to make significant cuts throughout their budget in order to meet and I'm sure you guys remember the long conversation about sludge removal. So that sludge contract is up for renegotiation now. So the other changes that they're going to make, they are meeting with the finance directors from the member communities, and one of the goals there is to better assess the rate impacts to each of the communities. And thank you to this board, leaned very hard into this. They are launching a public outreach campaign to help the public better understand the concept. I shared with the board that they did host a screening of a documentary related to what can potentially to help educate people on what exactly happens and can happen. I think we all got a small lesson with the recent Haverhill situation, but they did a showing of a documentary on a wastewater plant in Maine at a Salem theater earlier this month. So that was a good first step, but they have a lot of work to do in the public outreach piece. And so you guys can take a look at that, and if the board wants to discuss it further at another meeting, we can put it on an agenda. Water and sewer rates. The Water and Sewer Commissioners conducted a public hearing on the water and sewer rates on Thursday, June 25th. Based on analysis and recommendations from staff, they voted on an increase in water rates of 3% for water and 5% for sewer. The combined water and sewer costs for an average family, so that's about 12,000 cubic feet per year, would be increased by 3.87% or $21.50 per quarter. I think one important thing to point out here, when we made our recommendations to the board, we took into consideration in our forecast the forecast of the SESD at their assessment would go up by the increase that they're looking for in this special legislation on the operating budget. And we took into account what we know so far from that first part of the capital plan. So we did a 5-year forecast, assuming there will be an increase in our assessment from SCSD. And that was a reflection of taking into consideration the sentiment of the board of trying to smooth out the rate over time so that we don't see those big jumps certain years. And if anybody has questions about the water and sewer rates, you can check out the website or call 978-774-0005. You will see coming up in one of your water bills too that the automatic leak detection that I've been talking about a lot is launching late summer, early fall. Users should, if you're not on the customer portal, please join. It's an incredible tool, and one of the things you can sign up for is leak detection. So if you're out of town and the meters notice that you're using more, water's running at your home, you'll get a notification, so that we get notification, you get notification, so we can address and catch leak detection early. Helps water bills, helps conserve water. Very important. So I really hope people engage in that opportunity. An update on Wenham Street and Wellesley Road. First, I want to thank the residents. They've been very patient with this project. Crews will finish, I think I shared this with the board earlier this week. Crews will finish the water main installation on Wenham Street this week, then move to Wellesley Road. Water services and temporary trench repair paving will happen immediately after that. The timeline has moved out for finishing around the first week of August, and this is due to we had to pull the crews off of Wenham Street to repair a collapsed drainage on Holton Street. So again, if there are problems, if anyone's having any problems over there, please give a call to DPW. I just handed out to all of you, do you mind if I use yours? Sure. A little business card. There's also some on the back. It looks like a business card. This is our community engagement activity around Endicott Street Visioning Plan. I've referenced this a few times. We received a grant. We're working with MAPC to do some work on what the community would like to see on Endicott Street. We've already submitted a grant to the Economic Development One Stop for the next phase, which would be creating the plan. So please, 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 the feedback survey is live and on our website. These little cards have a QR code that'll take you right there. This is all about hearing from the community what people would like to see in that quarter. We did an activity with the leadership team on this, and the whole group was very engaged. Kathy has some ideas. Kathy and I were in the same group. But I think it's really important. This is, everybody has an opinion about what they want to see in Danvers. This is your chance. We're listening. Please, please engage in the survey. I've recently had some inquiries about the Airport Advisory Committee. I am setting up at the request of the chair, and I think thank you for this, setting up a meeting to discuss the approach that I submitted to the select board earlier, review that with the current Beverly Airport commissioners, because it's been a little while since we've regrouped with them. I will resend the proposal to the select board. I didn't receive much feedback when I originally submitted it to you, so if there is anything Member Trask, I did hear from you. If there's anything further on that, this would be a good time, because I think we're going to try to move forward with it and get some appointments made later in the summer. New notification system. So you all hear me say, and my response to you every time somebody says, I didn't know about that. We have an incredible mass public notification system. We just upgraded to a new system run by Civic Plus. This sends out all emergency and routine alerts and notifications. This is all that stuff. If your trash isn't going to get picked up, if there's a snow emergency, this all comes through this. You can specifically say, I want to hear DPW things. I want to hear planning things. I want meeting updates. Subscribers can register to receive alerts by phone call, text message, and/or email. There's also some non-emergency notifications. Another really important feature of this is it does geofence. So if we are having an emergency in one area in particular, we make sure that people either living in that area or driving through that area receive the text message. I cannot stress enough how critical it is to sign up for this. We were able to move 3,000 accounts who had previously signed up with the old system over, but we still recommend if you were signed up, go check your status, make sure they have your current cell phone, they have your address and all of that stuff. And if you're not signed up, I cannot stress enough that this is critical. And these board members have heard me say it over and over again. The first thing when people say, I didn't know, please sign up for this. This is how you know. And they'll get to you, whether it's a landline, a cell phone, an email. This is our best tool to reach people. A little update from the State House. Representative Kearns, I want to thank her. She has been working really hard as they close out this legislative session. Most recently, she and I spoke on an update. The House included legislation related to micro-mobility devices. So these are, among other things, assistive wheelchairs, but also the e-bikes and everything that people are a hot topic here in town. The governor had put together a task force. They made recommendations. She has introduced a bill, and then the House version of that is in the economic development bill. It includes speed tier classification system. It standardizes the definitions for ridership and safety. The House version includes an age of 16. I think one of the more important things that will affect Danvers, and we'll take a look at, we'll watch it as it goes through, but it also puts restrictions on what type of micromobility devices can be used on multi-use paths, similar to the rail trail. So we're keeping a very close eye on this as it moves through the process. Rep. Kearns has been keeping in close contact with me about it, and I appreciate that very much. And she is also working to help Danvers have the support we need to once the final version comes through. What does that mean for us, and how do we implement it and enforce it? So more to come there. Thank you for the to the Accessibility Committee folks that were here tonight. Amy, thank you for still being here. And I also want to let the board and the public know that I've appointed 2 new members to the Accessibility Commission, Karen Craig and Ellie Duvall. So we're thrilled to have them on board. I think one's a reappointment, the way I'm looking at it now. Well, Karen's a reappointment, Ellie's a new appointment. Thank them for their service. Thank all of you who have been on the committee for your service. And you will see some more messaging about Disability Pride Month on our social media, so please like and support it and show your support for their work. Thank you and great job to everyone involved in the July 4th and 250th events. Richard Trass, the library, the alarm list, the Danvers Historical Society 250th Committee, Representative Sally Kearns, DPW, everyone who participated. I brought with me, we got 2 front page stories out of this, and there's our historian, Mr. Trask, our archivist, Mr. Trask, on the front page. If you didn't attend that event, it was incredible. There was a line out the door for most of the night. It really highlighted the important role that Danvers plays in the history of this, of the Commonwealth and particularly of this area. So thank you. There was the reading of the Declaration of Independence. I believe many of you were there. I think all of you were there. Many of you were there and participated. And then, as I said, to the July 6th, we also had a great local parade, the Horribles Parade. Carla King organizes that, and I know many people here participate in that. So thank you to everyone who made that happen. I want to say personal thank you to the Riverside School 4th graders and their teachers and their principal. They invited me to speak to them. They do a whole unit on leadership because the 4th graders will become the leaders of the school the following year. They had like 25 questions prepared for me, and then it just kept rolling. It was probably 95 degrees in that room that day. It was one of those very hot days. They were incredible. They prepared the questions well. They spoke with strength and compassion, and it was really challenging, and it was really fun, and I thank them very much for the invitation. Congrats to Village Food Shop on their grand reopening in 35 years of being open. Member Bennett and the chairman joined me at that celebration. That was quite fun, and learned a lot about that is the place to buy a lottery ticket, apparently. And some upcoming events. The summer concert series is going on Mondays and Wednesdays. I was there at the first one. It was well done, well attended. Tomorrow night is Back to the 80s band, so please check it out. You will also see members of our team there tabling. We're trying to get the word out about Resilient Danvers, another area where we need community engagement to understand the direction. And give the board some advice from the residents, give us some advice from the residents. So please, we're trying to push that engagement over this summer. Stop by, they learn more, and we're trying to come up with some fun raffles. And I think the raffle item tomorrow night is like an old school phone. I don't know how you'd even plug it in anymore, but maybe it's just decoration. But it should be fun. It goes with the 80s theme. Danvers Police Bike Rodeos, July 25th, 9 to 11, Hobart Street Municipal Lot. They offer a bike safety course, free helmets while supplies last, e-bike compliance checks. There'll be bike technicians there, music, food raffles, and this is made possible from some community sponsors. So thank you to Danvers Kiwanis Club, Texas Roadhouse, Target, and Western Cycle. And coming up in August is Falcon Fest Summer Nightlights, Sunday, August 9th at Danvers High School. So please join us there. And finally, the precinct meetings that I had discussed in the letter to the community that the superintendent and the police chief joined me in issuing. They're in the planning stages now. It's looking like they'll be on some upcoming Tuesday and Thursday nights. We're debating whether to start them. When we did things over the summer last time, we got some feedback that it's hard. People are away, so they may launch in September. But stay tuned. We're working on them. We're getting them planned, and I look forward to engaging with the community.
Thank you. Board members, any questions, comments?
I went fast, and it was a lot.
That's okay. Member Bean?
Yes, to the town manager, I want to make sure I heard you correctly, because I think frequently I do not. Did you say that the rates of, the sewer rates were going to help compensate the future rise in costs that we're going to be getting from South Essex Sewer District?
It's just kind of, I said that we took into account the forecasted increase in our assessment from South Essex Sewer District, which includes those increases related to the operating and the capital, and in an attempt to smooth out those increases over time. So essentially, yes.
How long will they cover us for?
Well, we did a 5-year forecast, and I'm happy that, well, one, all those documents are, I think they're available online as information that was given out at the meeting, but if not, I'm happy I can forward that. You guys can take a look at those numbers. I can forward that information to the select board.
Okay. And is it okay if I talk about the airport real quick like we did the other day?
Sure.
Okay.
I mean, it's up, Mr. Chairman.
Yeah.
It's your time.
It was a
Member
discussion
Bean.
that I had with the town manager,
Sure.
and I just wanted to make sure it was okay. I was just looking for everybody on the board here that we support the Danvers Airport Committee, Commission. My perception of this group would be it's a self-sustaining group. It's a non-voting group. They would be persons we discussed possibly in that precinct that live near the airport. Certainly, it'd be great if there was pilots. I don't know that, but it could be. And but people that are interested in being in this group that would do the due diligence and research to back up our 2 members that are on the Beverly Airport Commission. And by given all the information of how the best airport could be run, we may already have that. We don't know that, but they could support that. And if there are any weaknesses, they would find those, and we could pass that along. And hopefully, we can get that forward to the committee at the Beverly Airport. And then, obviously, if it's possible, to see if we can gain any more seats. Considering that they do have, I believe, 2 open seats in the Beverly Airport Commission. And I know that's a stretch, but certainly it's worth asking. And that was all I wanted to say about that. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you. Member Bernard?
Questions for the town manager. Maybe in September, October, we can have DPW Director Steve King come and talk to us about the conditions of the roads, the paving, what his plan, his forecast is. That would be good, because there's a lot of potholes and Steve was pretty cool to talk to about a month ago when I was asking him how do you decide, he can explain to the residents how you decide which streets to do, right? So that would be wonderful. I want to thank the town manager and the Danvers Electric, thank you, for the banners. So that was good. That was a last-minute thing. It's a start for us, right? And what else did I have a question for you, Jill? I think I'm very interested about that sewer. The forecast for 5 years, I'm worried that it's going to be a big increase for the residents. And, like we said, remember our last meeting, we said, why are you guys coming now? This has been, you should be planning this for us. So I'm worried about that with the residents and, just the cost for electric bills and everything too. So, but we have a good staff. We'll try to keep things under control, and you do a good job.
Thank you. Yes, and as I've shared with the board, my plan is to try to bring a monthly update from different departments.
That would be great, yeah. I think the more that the people know,
Yep.
put them on the calendar. I'd like to get the chief of police back in again. When's he coming, September, October, for his update? Because there's been a lot going on there, too. So that's all I have for you to report right now. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Member Bennett?
Are we on new business or just, I have no
No,
comments?
just comment on the town manager
No
report.
comments.
Okay.
No, thank you.
Member Trask?
No comments for the town manager.
Okay. Perfect. Thank you very much. Next, before we go to the consent calendar, is that what's next? Okay. Yeah, before we go to the consent calendar, maybe I should take an opportunity to talk about some select board member liaison appointment. So I did hear from all of you about your respective preferences as far as appointments as liaisons are concerned. So I will ask if member Trask can stay with the Accessibility Commission. Is that okay?
Sure, that'd be great.
Okay, thank you. Member Bennett, could you stay with could we do the affordable housing?
Yes?
Perfect. Member Bernard, could you do the cable advisory?
Yes.
Member Bean, can you do the rail trail? No, actually, it's my understanding that the rail trail doesn't.
That's it, correct. The Rail Trail Advisory Committee folded because they are putting their energy behind the Friends of the Rail Trail.
Okay, so you have one. Okay, so yeah, I got that right off the press. Member Bernard, could you do the Danvers case?
Yeah, I'd like to do that. Yes, thank you.
Okay. Let me see.
So instead of the cable advisory,
Do both?
both?
Yes,
The
please.
Cable Advisory doesn't
All right.
make often.
Is that okay?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, thank you. Member Trask, could you do the River Committee?
I can.
Member Bean, could you do the town manager goal? Actually, could you do that with Member Trask? Both of you can do the town manager subcommittee, the goals for the town manager. And also you can lead the policy subcommittee that we discussed about the
Yes.
last two
Yep.
meetings. Yes. And if you don't mind, I'll also have you do the transportation advisory.
If they'll have me.
I think they will. Is that okay?
Yes.
That's a lot, but
Yeah.
oh, thank you.
Thank you.
And Member Bennett, could you do the preservation?
Certainly.
And Member Trask, I would also like you to help on the policy subcommittee. If that's okay.
Yes, thank you.
And the town manager evaluation, Member Bennett, can you help me with that?
Yes.
I'll do that with you. And I will also do the HRC. You got me there?
Yep.
Okay. I think we have it all. And then I'll chair the budget conference committee if we need one. So I don't think we will, but you never know. Thank you so much that you make it easy for me. Thank you.
You ready?
Next, yes.
The board will consider consent calendar items as they appear below.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussions? All those in favor say aye. Aye.
Aye.
5-0.
Yes, please, 5-0.
Correspondence, Select Board new business, previous new public business, updates, and Select Board closing comments.
Okay. I'll start by Member Bennett. and I'll-
Thank you. I got a text message from a Glendale Ave resident who was very appreciative of the response from our fire department when her father had a medical emergency. She said they were very helpful. there were so many of them, she thought the whole fire department was there. I don't think that's quite the case, but she was very appreciative of the response. I also had a letter after the 4th from a Cottage Ave residents concerned about the excess fireworks on Cottage Ave and School Street. She said the dispatcher was very responsive. The dispatcher was getting a lot of calls. The police, there's only so much they can do, and in my comments with the manager, I thought perhaps we could do some education and outreach next year around the 4th of July. Let people know fireworks are illegal and dangerous. I mean, if somebody blows their finger off, the folks will be here on this podium yelling at us. So perhaps we can do something next year on that. And then on a personal note, I was out with my wife on a walk along the seashore, and there were some interesting facts. I don't know if they're facts, but observations. One of them was, if we don't curtail greenhouse gases and work harder on climate change, by 2090, we'll have no snow on the North Shore, and we'll have mosquitoes year-round. We need to do a better job curtailing greenhouse gas emissions, was the message. That's my message.
Thank you. Member Bean?
No, I've lost track. No, I have no comments. I hope everybody's having a good summer and they're being safe, and that's it. I hope everybody had a nice 4th of July, and stay healthy. God bless. That's it.
Thank you. Member Trask?
Thank you. A couple of different subjects. One is, Member Bernard mentioned the banners, and I too want to thank the town for doing the banners. Earlier tonight, I mentioned that sometimes the wheels of government move slower than people perceive, and I think that it would do well for people in the public to realize that there are laws that compel what we do, what the town administration does, and even what the select board does. It wasn't lack of effort or lack of desire or lack of funding that kept those banners from going up earlier than they did. It was process had to be followed. You had to find a company that would manufacture them. They have to meet a certain specification. They have to meet the sizing of the brackets. They have to be ordered. And in some cases, purchases have to go through an RFP process. Maybe not this one, but often they do. And then they have to be manufactured and sent to us. So it's not go down to Walmart and pick them up off the shelves. So for people who are wondering why on mid-June they weren't up, it was because they were in process. And I think people need to appreciate the fact that these processes take time. And it's to protect the citizens. It's to protect the taxpayers so that a rogue town manager can't go and, give the contract to a friend. And it's intentional and it's purposeful, and people should remember that. The other thing, different topic, the library has started its concert series. Went last night. My wife and I went last night. I'll be performing next Monday night. It's a great time, free show, 6 to 8 o'clock. There's the craft beer will be there every we granted them a one-day liquor license for the entire series. There's food vendors. And at the first one with Wildfire was the night we segued to the third topic, which is the reading of the Declaration of Independence happened on July 4th, but the actual presentation of Danvers owns 2 copies of the Declaration of Independence. One was produced by a publisher by law that sent one to every city and town, and then the second was a private entity that manufactured them for resale, and it had wood carvings of General Gage and General Washington, or George Washington, which was the first depiction of George Washington in any publication, and the guy had no idea what George Washington or Gage looked like. He just made them up. But it's notable because it is the first time George Washington was ever represented in a pictorial format. It was really well attended. Literally hundreds of people came through just to experience and witness those two documents on display, as well as maybe an introduction to the archives. And I encourage people to go and visit our archives. It's just a wealth of not only Danvers and information in history, but the Salem witch trials, surrounding areas. It's really impressive. It was an impressive night. I was really pleased on behalf of my uncle, the town archivist. I did get 3 correspondents. One, I'll be working with the town manager. We received some text messages about a local, the food pantry, and some repairs that are needed on the backside. I'll get you the photos and some details. I also received a concern from a citizen that I am going to forward through the town manager to the health department. It appears that one of our, in this case, that person's residence is in an apartment complex, and they have outside rodent traps. You've seen them, they're the black boxes. Her concern is that they endanger wildlife in the area as well, and there are some state laws that are in some cities and towns that are prohibiting the outside use of those. So I'll forward that information, and I think that's a position for the health department to look in and talk about. And the third correspondence I got, I mentioned so that people know we received it, and we mentioned it. On June 18th, the chief of police sent out a memo on behalf of the town and working with the town about the fact that there was some youth behavior issues and how the town was going to address them. There was a response to that to all town meeting members and to the select board with one person's opinion. It was an opinion, and I want that person to know that that was received and noted. And some people thought that was a violation of the open meeting. There is no deliberation. There was no recommendation. There was no proposal. There's no vote. It was simply an opinion. And you can take an opinion as you will. But I don't want that person to come back and say it wasn't noted as a correspondence. It is being noted as a correspondence. And I think we all got it, but that's all I have to say. Thank you.
Mr.
Thank
Chairman,
you.
if I may, sorry, this is good news. I forgot to mention, and Madam Clerk got to enjoy this with me, and you triggered my memory on it. The representative did deliver on behalf of the governor. They have recreated the 1776 Declaration of Independence that was brought and delivered to each of the towns 250 years ago. So they recreated that on, there's a printing press in, I believe it's in Haverhill, that does kind of, it's on the authentic paper and use the traditional printing techniques. I'm not an expert in this field, but it's a very cool. The governor sent them out with the state representatives to deliver it to each of the towns. Myself, Madam Clerk, and Dave McKenna from the Historical Society were happy to receive that on behalf of the town. We are working now to get it framed and appropriately framed for display and to preserve it. And it will be displayed in Town Hall. Right now we're discussing most likely displaying it over by in the front lobby by the bell so that everybody can see it. So sorry, I meant to include that earlier, but Member Trask triggered my memory. So thank you to the administration for remembering, honoring that tradition this year. So hopefully once it's up, I'll make sure I point it out to everyone.
Thank you.
Sorry.
Member Bernard?
What do I want to say? I have my voice back. Let's see. I want to say that I think Dave Mountain and the Danvers Rec does a terrific job with the kids are out of school, so you're going to see a lot of kids at parks and snake camp and all those camps. I want the kids, hopefully the kids will have a great summer, all the kids and the parents too. Spend some time with your loved ones. What else I wanted to say? One other thing, I got like a moment. But I just wanted to also say that the Danvers Cares Committee was good. I like being on that. If anybody does want to go to that Danvers Cares, I mean, it is closed now until school starts up again. But it's really interesting. It talks about the community, about the youth, what we can do. Danvers does really care. You know, we care about our residents and the kids and everything. But I do want to also thank the Electric Division for putting up those banners again that we talked about. Stay tuned. Hopefully, we'll have more good news coming with that. And you know, thank you for the DPW Director, Aaron, all of them, the clerk. Thank you for everything that you do, and the town manager. Let's enjoy time, you know, lots of barbecues, and let's remember that, you know, we want to spend time with the loved ones that we have and enjoy the summer, and have a great summer. And I guess, I don't know if we'll have a meeting that will be determined later, and if we're going to have it in August, but I'm looking forward to having the chief come back and Steve King and everybody. And I like your idea about monthly, you know, having somebody come in from their department and speak about, you know, what's happening in their world and let the residents know. But thank you. That's it, Mr. Chair. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you. And even speaking of that, I will piggyback on that and say to the residents, at least from my perspective, Town Hall is widely open. If people need information, call someone, walk to Town Hall. I don't know if social media is the best way to get information or to provide information to the town. I do think speaking to people, call the select board, email them, call Town Hall. Very often, you may not like the answer, but they often enough their answers to questions or reasons for why and how things happen. But it's always better to get it from the source. That would be my recommendation to the residents. I've been having a blast this summer. I don't know about anybody else. I mean, speaking of David Mountain and the rec department, they're doing amazing things.
Nandicoke Park.
I attended my first ever fireman's muster. Is that what it's called? And I hear that's been going on for 40 years. I wasn't born yet, but it was really fun. I mean, I'm jealous of, kudos to school committee member Sean Doherty. He seems to be having more fun than the kids. The fire department, police, I mean, there's a lot of activities around town. Please check the rec department. There's a lot to do. There's a lot to do at the senior center. I was also at the Y on Saturday. They have a lot going on there. So there's a lot of pockets of activities around town this summer. I was at the concert. I'll be there on Monday. See you perform. So be on your A game. But there's a lot going on, and we really encourage residents to participate when and if they can. That's it. Enjoy the summer. And Madam Clerk, that's the last thing on the agenda.
Mr. Chairman?
Yes.
And I will, I'll give it.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't forget.
Right.
I just want to make sure there's nothing else.
That was it?
Okay. Well, I'll give it to you, Member Bennett, to
Thank you,
close out
Mr.
the
Chairman. Danvers, please, when you see a veteran, say thank you for their service.
Thank you.